Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
On the national news this hour from Babak Bagade Imo Television, the news headlines are the first. FG to pay 9 months and power arrears from November. I have no reason to winch onto you. Akpabio fires back at Senator Abo. 58 billion naira spent on federal lawmakers' SUVs will pay 48,000 Nigerian workers 100,000 naira minimum wage. AAC party drags Tinubu.
AUX mode.
Lagos vows to clear pension backlog December. Sports Super Eagles coach Pesaro blames players for lackluster performance against Mozambique. I am Morire Rabila Lawal, the news in detail. The federal government has announced its readiness to commence the payment of 9-month backlog to Empower beneficiaries who are on the program beginning from November. It announced this on Monday through the Empower National Program Manager, Akindele Ebualo, who disclosed this during a meeting with some Empower beneficiaries in his office in Abuja. The manager, in a statement issued by the Federal Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Alleviation, stated that the main purpose for the temporary suspension of the program was to address all matters directly affecting beneficiaries. He was quoted in the statement to have stated that as a result of the temporary suspension of the program, for thorough restructuring and forensic audits, funds had been recovered from the existing payment service providers. Plans have been put in place by the program to commence disbursement of the 9-month outstanding stipends to beneficiaries from November 2023. Payments will be carried out in installments. He said the Empower program would continue as the renewed Hope Job Creation program under the supervision of the Humanitarian Minister. The manager said the scheme would be expanded to target 5 million beneficiaries in 5 years, where 1 million youth would be absorbed each year under the graduate and non-graduate stream. Sani Garba, a beneficiary from Yobe State, who was present at the meeting, said the concerns of beneficiaries were mainly regarding the delayed 9-month stipends. He said the national protest had initially been planned by different clusters of Empower beneficiaries due to inadequate information. Senate President Godswill Akpabio has distanced himself from the sack of Adamawa North Senator Elisha Abo by the Court of Appeal. Akpabio said contrary to Abo's claim, he has no reason to winch on the sacked lawmaker. Following his sack by the appeal court, Abo had accused Akpabio of being responsible for his removal. Abo said 4 other senators who worked against the emergence of Akpabio as Senate President had been penciled down to be sacked. He alleged that Senator Orji Uzor Kalu was Akpabio's next target. Reacting, Akpabio accused Abo of looking for a scapegoat. He disclosed this while speaking through his media aide, Eseme Eyibo. Addressing newsmen, Eyibo said, "It is unfortunate if he actually said that Akpabio was responsible for his removal. That's the swan song of a man looking for scapegoats." The Court of Appeal across the country decides cases based on the provisions of the Electoral Act and evidence advanced by petitioners. The Senate President has no reason to winch on any of his colleagues. Abo was among the senators that campaigned for Senator Yari during the struggle to elect Senate President. The African Action Congress AAC has lambasted the President Bola Tinubu-led Nigerian government for embarking about 58 billion naira public funds to purchase luxurious cars for the country's lawmakers amid the socio-economic challenges the administration subjected the citizens. Their political party made this known in a Twitter post on Monday, while analyzing how the allocated funds should have been used for better the lives of common men in the country. The party mentioned that if the money was used judiciously, it would pay 48,000 workers 12 month salaries if placed on 100,000 naira, and would pay no fewer than 290,000 students cost of study allowances if they are to pay 200,000 naira per session. The party's post read allocating 58 billion naira to buy SUVs for lawmakers is not only condemnable as a very wasteful way to spend taxpayers' money, but also another confirmation of our long-held position that our problem as a country has very little to do with wealth section and creation. It is the problem of wealth distribution. Worthy of note is that the 58 billion naira, which is wastefully allocated to purchase SUVs for lawmakers, would pay 48,000 workers for a year if they were to be placed on a minimum wage of 100,000 naira. The money will pay 290,000 Nigerian students if they were to be placed on a cost of study allowance of 200,000 naira per session. We demand forthwith that the parasitic allocation be cancelled immediately and for Nigerians to raise and rise against these many wasteful spendings once and for all. It was earlier reported that the House of Representatives, through its chairman, House Committee on Media and Public Affairs, Honorable Akin Rotimi, confirmed the distribution of SUVs private jeeps worth 130 million naira to the lawmakers. He had said the vehicles were utility operational 2023 model private jeeps vehicles and were tied to their oversight functions and the discharge of the duties in standing committees but not personal activities. The Lagos State government has vowed to clear the backlog of pensions by the end of 2023. The Commissioner for Establishment and Training, Mr. Afolabi Ayotayo, disclosed this in the media chat with journalists yesterday. This was as it affirmed the state government's commitment to continually upskill the civil service in order to meet the aspiration of the 21st century public service as part of the overall objective of Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu's Teams Plus agenda. Speaking in his office at Alausa, Ikeja, while responding to questions on pension payment, the commissioner said the government had been consistent in the payment of pensions to its retirees and was reputed to be best of pension administration compliant state in the federation. Mr. Governor has shown greater commitment and determination to clear the backlog of pensioners, and it is anticipated that this would be cleared by the end of 2023. And those retiring from 2024 will collect their entitlement without waiting for a day, Ayotayo said. He also stressed that the government was prepared to continue to invest in capacity building of state workforce, declaring that the government in the coming month would be deliberate on increasing the rate of learning and development intervention in the shortest possible time frame. A clash between Ondo People's Congress OPC, Amotekun Operation Boss, Solidero and a group of herdsmen on Monday in Iwajowa local government area of Oyo State reportedly left many feared dead. According to information at the time of filing this report, the cause of the conflict was still sketchy. The clash, however, was confirmed by a title chief in the community. The source said a group of herdsmen had invaded a farm in the community with their cattle and grazed on it, a situation which led to the demise of the owner of the farm during the argument. It was noted that combined security operative of Operation Boss, OPC, Amotekun and Solidero were informed to restore peace in the area, but they were allegedly ambushed by herdsmen. The number of those killed is yet to be ascertained. Finally, on sports, as a smiling story as regards the Mozambique vs Super Eagles match yesterday after 5 years since 2019. The Super Eagles coach Jose Pesaro expressed both satisfaction and disappointment after the team's 3-2 victory over 10-men Mozambique in a friendly match. While Pesaro was pleased to end Nigeria's 4-year winless streak in friendly games, he was quick to criticize his players' performance. Pesaro attributed the lackluster performance to the team's loss of concentration and their failure to convert scoring opportunities. The game started with Genti Getamo scoring the opener for Mozambique in the 6th minute. He took advantage of a mistaken anticipation by the Eagles goalkeeper, Francis Uzoho, and tapped the ball into the net. The Super Eagles managed to equalize in the 19th minute when Terry Murphy found the back of the net. Frank Onyeka then scored a powerful shot from the edge of the penalty box, giving Nigeria the lead in the 30th minute. Moses Simon extended the lead to a 3-1 just before halftime with a penalty goal after Emil Sindo was sent off, bringing down Joe Aribo. Despite having a numerical advantage, Mozambique managed to reduce the deficit in the 55th minute with a goal from Faisal Bengal. Pesaro expressed disappointment in his team's game management during this period. During a post-match interview, Pesaro lamented his players' performance and their failure to capitalize on the advantage of playing against 10 men. He believed that Super Eagles commanded the game but lost concentration at certain points. Pesaro emphasized that the team had the potential to play better and should have scored more goals, creating numerous scoring opportunities throughout the match. The Portuguese coach stressed the importance of game management and expressed his discontent with poor passes, crosses, and finishing by his players. Pesaro demanded more focus and concentration from his team, stating that they were better than their opponent and should have taken advantage of the situation. With our sports story, we've come to the end of today's national news from Baba Bagede Imo Television. Before we go, some headlines. FG to pay 9 months and power arrears from November. I have no reason to winch onto you. Akpabio fires back at Abo. 58 billion naira spent on federal lawmakers SUVs will pay 48,000 Nigerian workers, 100,000 naira minimum wage for workers. Lagos vows to clear pension backlog from December. Many dead as LPC Amotekun orders clash with Herdsman in Oyo. On a sport, Super Eagles coach Pesero blames players for lackluster performance. For update of our broadcast on YouTube, our handle is Baba Bagede Imo Television. Kindly subscribe and click on the notification bell. Select option all to access all of our broadcasts. On Facebook, Bagede Imo with Alawiye Adebayo. Please like and follow the page. For advertisement, visiting services, coverage of events and function, please dial the phone number streaming on the screen. Thank you for watching. I am Morire Rebila Lawa. Good afternoon.
Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.